Before you spend your astrites in Wuthering Waves 4.2, you might want to watch this first, because this patch is bringing 5 different 5-star characters, from the new Aero DPS, the Echo Skill Buffer, the Versatile Support, and all the way to the powerful Spectro Duo. But here's the problem. Some of these characters are amazing investments, while others might be very risky pulls depending on your account. So in this video, we are going to break down every banner in version 4.2 and figure out which characters are actually worth your astrites, and which ones you might want to skip. Alright, let's start with Sigrika. Sigrika is a limited 5-star character that has Arrow as her attribute and will use a gauntlet to fight her enemies. She is going to be the main DPS in the team, whose ability and damage will revolve and count as Echo skill damage. Sigrika also will abuse Solid Skin to fight, and she has a combat role of traction, meaning she could crowd control enemies either through grouping or stagnation. She also has a similar playstyle as Bullying that can hold up to 4 runes, where she could cast an ability if 2 different or the same runes are consumed. That leads to a different effect as well. Not only deal Echo skill damage, but Sigrika gains a benefit from her ally that can launch an ability that is counted as Echo skill, as she will greatly increase the whole team members' Arrow and Echo skill damage bonus. This girl is capable of self-buffing, since in one of her passive, she could convert any excess energy regen into Echo skill damage amplification for herself. But the look itself, it seems like she is going to be not that hard to use and potentially will have a high damage and make her a very dependable carry, as long as you pair her with the right support. She also has a huge self-buff in the form of multiple damage boosts, including Arrow as well as Echo skill damage boosts. She also has a potential to be the best Arrow DPS in the game if paired with her premium team composition, since her number, together with all the buffs, are looking great. Other than that, she is also capable of buffing her other team members as well, though only some would benefit fully from this. But let's be honest here, I think it's going to be harder to build Sigrika, since you basically need to fight attack, crit rate, crit damage, and also energy regen in her stats. And then even though Qiuyuan will be her best support, I'm afraid that he is her only supporter, and making her unplayable without Qiuyuan's existence. Animation-wise, what she has is quite underwhelming. Maybe this is because the budget already went to Amy. Moreover, her banner situation is kind of worse and not really good. The collaboration with Cyberpunk is near, and the next 3.3 unit is going to be Hiyuki, a Miko, and also going to be the next Glacio DPS. Can you see that? Her design alone literally screams just keep Sigrika and pull me. But Sigrika only valuable if you desperately need Aero DPS and somehow ended up only have Qiuyuan alone in your account. But if you have at least Carte premium teams, I don't think Sigrika is worth it and you can skip her. Once again, this is my personal opinion only. In the first half, Qiuyuan's banner will also be rerunning. This actually makes sense since Sigrika is currently tied to this man only. Qiuyuan is a 5-star Aero Sword user who specializes in boosting Echo skill damage and can trigger multiple Echo casts during combat. Because of this, he fits naturally into teams that revolve around Echo skills, where he primarily serves as a support buffer. In the current meta, that's essentially the role he's best known for. With Qiuyuan's outro, he can amplify Sigrika's or anyone's Echo skill damage by 50%. In addition, not just from his outro, he can provide the whole team with a 30% Echo skill damage bonus through his forte, and this bonus can last for 30 seconds. Qiuyuan is also capable to not only provide some Echo skill buff, but through his liberation, he can give additional 30% crit damage buff to the whole team. Moreover, Qiuyuan gameplay is very easy to learn and execute, and he only requires a short amount of field time, due to how fast his concerto regen is. This will result in a smooth rotation when you are going to pair him with his best in-slot DPS later on. Though this is just a bonus, but if you have Qiuyuan complete with his signature, his weapon can provide another 20% Echo skill damage bonus to the entire team. So overall, Qiuyuan is a support that specializes in Echo skill archetype, making him a great fit for Sigrika in the future. So in my opinion, Qiuyuan is actually a great support. He is not that universal and can be paired with just anyone, but he does his job really well in boosting another character's performance that needs Echo skill amplification. So if you are currently having Galbrena but still missing Qiuyuan, this is the perfect timing to pull him. But you have to take note that Galbrena still perform quite good, even with just Mono Fusion or with Mortafi. So the decision is in your hands. But is Qiuyuan worth it for Frolova? Can he replace Cantarella in this team? In my personal opinion, if you have Ferlova and Cantarella already as a pairing, you don't really need qiuyuan anymore. The only thing where he is desperately needed is when you decided if you want to pull Sigrika, since unlike Galbrina that can still benefit from fusion and heavy attack amp, Sigrika only relies on echo skill damage. So that's why you have to prepare a huge amount of astrites if you want to invest in this team from scratch. Alright, next, let's take a look at what we have for the second phase banners. Surprisingly, we have our first Lahairo character rerun this time. Lynae is a 5-star Spectral Pistol user who acts as a hybrid support, though she does not focus on one specific niche. Instead, she functions as a versatile buffer who can benefit almost any team composition. Her kit provides buffs to multiple teammates while also allowing her to deal a respectable amount of personal damage. Although this is not enough to make her a true main DPS, in the role of a secondary support, she can bring a lot of value to many teams when used effectively. Lynae is capable to inflict any kind of tune shiftings, so whenever there will be a DPS that need either Rupture or Strength applications, Lynae will always be there for them. Not only she can inflict tune shiftings, but Lynae basically works almost with any DPS in the game. She offers 15% damage amplification as well as 25% liberation amp through her outro. This is why both Yuno and Xiangliao and even Chalkaro's value were significantly increasing as she was released in the earliest Laharai patch. Lynae can also give 24% all attribute damage bonus from her liberation, and she can give an attack boost to your main carry from one of her best in slot echo set. Not to mention, Lynae also can give additional tune break boost to her whole team member. This can increase your tune break related damage and surely beneficial for some units, like Luke for example, to help him utilize his passive optimally. On top of that, if you decided that you want to also pull her signature, it is crazy good, since the pistol will also give another 24% all attribute damage bonus to your whole team member. But even if she's not equipped with her signature, using static miss is more than enough already. So in case you don't have Lynae yet, I think this is the time to at least invest in her. She is currently the best generalized support, have flexible teams, easy to build, and also has efficient rotations. Pulling her will worth all of your astrites. Well, I just realized what we have in the second half are all Spectral units. We still have Zani and Phoebe who are known to be the best pair, but let's talk about Zani first. Zani is a 5-star Spectral Gauntlet DPS who excels at dealing massive damage, while in the stance she activates through her ultimate, known as Inferno mode. Her gameplay revolves around several core mechanics, with the most important being Spectral Frazzle, which she automatically converts into Ember. This resource helps build her ultimate forte points, called Blaze, which she needs to perform her main combo strings and unlock her full damage potential. In general, Zani's attack have strong cleave capability, allowing her to handle groups of enemies effectively. She also comes with built-in damage resistance and parry mechanics, giving her extra survivability while still outputting significant damage. What's unique about her is that she is different from both Jinshi and Luke since she relies on negative status to reach peak performance, that is Spectral Frazzle. Playing Zani feels better than Jinshi as she relies on sequences of hit rather than a single hit, thus making her damage feels consistent. But she is easy to use when she is paired with a great Frazzle applier, which in this case is Phoebe. With Phoebe's Confession mode, Zani's true potential can be unlocked, but her case will be different if you don't have Phoebe. She will lose out a lot of damage amplification from Phoebe's outro as well as Spectral Frazzle stacks for her Ember. It's technically still doable to pair her with Spectral Rover, but it needs some complicated and difficult rotation. So for some players that need comfort, this method is not recommended. So I will suggest you to just pull Phoebe as well. So overall, Zani still performs well in the meta, but with a condition, you must bring Phoebe with her. Last but not least is the number one support for Zani. She is Phoebe. Phoebe is a 5-star Spectral Rectifier user who functions as both DPS and hybrid support, revolving around the use of Spectral Frazzle to deal damage and enhance her teammates' output. Her gameplay is defined by two distinct modes, Absolution and Confession, each offering a different role in the combat. In Absolution mode, Phoebe serves as the team's main damage dealer, capable of delivering strong personal damage as long as enemies are affected by Spectral Frazzle. In Confession mode, however, she shifts into a secondary role similar to supports, boosting the Spectral Frazzle damage dealt by other teammates. She also applies more Spectral Frazzle than any other character in the game and can lower enemy Spectral resistance, further increasing the team's overall Spectral damage. In general, her attacks have solid AoE coverage and even provide some grouping effects, allowing her to handle multiple enemies effectively when needed. Though she could have two different playstyles, this does not necessarily make her team comps really that flexible. In Confession, she needs Zani to be useful, In Absolution, she needs Chiakona to rely on her consistent fragile application, but at the same time she would lose her damage amplification this way. So technically using Sanhua can be good, but throughout many updates, I think her value as main DPS keeps declining, and it feels hard to clear endgame content without her shield buff, especially if you don't equip her with a signature weapon. Without it, she would lose a huge amount of DPS. And that's why I keep seeing Phoebe as a supporter for any fragile DPS like Zani. So overall, if you are looking for a Spectral main DPS, you can just go for either Luke or Zani. Currently, Phoebe's value is really worth it if you pair her with Zani, though this is expensive, but both of them will be unstoppable in some endgame contents. So in this patch, I would say prioritize lynae first, as she technically works with almost all DPS in the game. She offers general buff that can be used mainly carry, and she is really easy to play and have a quick rotation, as well as not a signature reliant type of character. Other than her, it's really situational. You could go for qiuyuan if you have Galbrena, Frolova without Cantarella, or you want the new aero DPS, which is Sigrika. If you don't want to invest in those characters I mentioned, then there's no point of pulling qiuyuan. Then if you want a Spectral DPS like Zani, please make sure to have enough astrites to also bring Phoebe to your account. Otherwise, I don't really recommend to use Zani as your Spectral carry. You might as well just pull Luke Herson since he is cheaper. That's all for who to pull 4.2 of Wuthering Waves. Disclaimer once again, all of this content is purely based on my own observation and opinion. So, which character are you going to pull? Is it going to be Sigrika and qiuyuan, or the complete set of Zani and Phoebe? Share your thoughts in the comment. If you enjoyed this, please hit the like and subscribe button. Turn on notification as well so you won't miss out on any of my Wuthering Waves content. I will see you guys on my next one. Bye bye!